Hey there, I'm Josh Bernard with the 5-Star Mortgage Team, powered by Paragon Home Loans. Today, we're going to introduce a new video segment called Keeping It Local. As a local lender, we strive to make a difference in the community. And now we're going to try to take it a step further by spotlighting local businesses, organizations, and charities so you can keep it local. Today we're going to take a trip to Baldwinsville, New York. Baldwinsville is a unique area that has the old Erie Canal cutting right through the village. Also is known for its outdoor concerts at Paper Mill Island. It's got great education systems, sports teams, and for the past 12 years running, they are one of the best districts for music education. So today we're going to look at a restaurant that has a very unique taste, Brick and Barrel. Now we're at the Brick and Barrel. Let's go meet head chef Devin Kokolo, get out of the cold and see what he's cooking up. We are now at the Brick and Barrel and I'm here with Devin Kokolo. It's going very well. So talk to us a little bit about your personal story, a little bit about the restaurant.
All right, so back in the 5th grade, moved to Baldwinsville from Liverpool. Had to do a lot with the school system, much better than I was receiving originally. So we moved to Beeville, graduated 2010, went to Paul Smith College, did my time there, moved back to the area after a few years up in Lake Placid and Saranac Lake. Bounced around from spot to spot in Syracuse, then ended up getting a job at the Chef and the Cook. They were in this spot before we took over, so it just kind of seemed to make sense, my first restaurant being here, because I'm part of the Baldwinsville community, pretty intimate knowledge of the building itself and everything that it needs, so it just seemed right.
Awesome, very cool. So talk to us about the history of the building, the history of Brick and Barrel, and what it means to you.
It was just something, I got to a point in my career where I just needed to do what I wanted to do, you know what I mean? Cook for myself, not cook my interpretations of other people's food. The building itself is pretty old. It was definitely built around the time they started doing all the construction for the Erie Canal here. Fast track out over by 690 in the Beeville Jordan exit actually has a picture of this street corner and Paper Mill Island from many years ago, and it actually shows another building where our patio used to be that has since burnt down. So it's actually, this one piece of property is two pieces of history that have turned into something very special.
Very cool, awesome. You talked about history. The reason why you're cooking and you want to be a chef and you want to do this restaurant is you love to mix and match and be creative and kind of write your own path. So what is the vibe here? What does that look like?
I just wanted something where anybody could come in regardless of being blue collar or just some people passing through. I want it to be open to everybody, but give them exceptional food with a great atmosphere and just really focus on them and their experience, making them feel like they're out to dinner, but also comfortable enough to be like themselves. You know, I wanted to offer great food with a very unpretentious environment. You know what I mean?
It's so needed, especially in the Baldwinsville area. So now that you kind of talk about that, we talked about some uniqueness, the history, and how you want to create your own path. But specifically for you, you make it special here when everybody comes here. Talk about how you make the experience here at Brick and Barrel special.
Well, I really like to incorporate as many local farms as possible. We have a chalkboard over above the fireplace where we include places where we get everything from ramps in the springtime to, elk and red deer from a farm out in Cortland. We get honey from Moravia, bison sometimes from a farm out in Ithaca.
Wow.
So we take great lengths to not only make sure that we're getting awesome ingredients, but we're trying to responsibly and locally source as much as possible. So that plays into a lot of what happens with the menu.
Yeah.
I try to keep things seasonal. I'm not going to try to put something out of season on a dish if it doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
So we do change the menus regularly, and that just stems from me needing to be creative as well. It's kind of selfish in a sense for me because I always need to be pushing myself and taking that next step, and something that I'm comfortable with cooking this week, doesn't get me to where I want to go the next week. It's always trying to do something better or different. The fried chicken that we're going to do today, that has literally been a year-long project, figuring out what temperature fries the best. Do I sous vide it before? Do I not sous vide it? Do you brine it? Do you double dredge it? There's so much that goes. It's just not a piece of fried chicken.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. My mouth is watering. You just tell me that. I can't wait. But then you also have some options for people who have dietary restrictions, right? So you kind of get creative with that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that isn't specifically advertised on our menu, but my mom is celiac. I have a gluten intolerance, and we know how hard it can be to go out and get food, let alone something other than just like the obligatory. Oh, here's your gluten-free pasta, or a sandwich on some gluten-free roll.
Yeah.
So I like to take into consideration everybody's dietary restrictions. One of the first things we ask when you call and make a reservation is that question behind what's your name and how many people in your party. So the third question you most likely get asked is there any dietary restrictions the chef needs to take into consideration? And we've had plenty of vegetarian, vegan, lactose intolerant, even to people who can't have butter on the same cutting board as something because they'll get sick. I will make something specifically for you to eat, you know what I mean? Like if you're vegetarian or vegan, I'm not just gonna slap steamed broccoli and a grilled piece of tofu on the plate. I'm going to go out to the store, go out to a farm, and find what I can that looks the best, tastes the best, and then create you your own thing.
My sister appreciates that. She's eaten here many times and she loves that component, so that's awesome. Now you do different events, whether it's baby showers, bridal showers, birthdays, whatever, you name it. But one of the ones that kind of caught my attention was your chef tastings. What are those all about?
So one thing that I like to do is, and it's a great way to get to know some of the clientele and customers that come in here, is offering chef tastings. So basically what we do is we find an off day of the week that we're not necessarily open, or even if it's a Sunday evening, we clean and set up and change this dining room into your own personal long table event. We select wines dependent on what food we're having, so you're not going to get the same wine selection that we are offering right now. I mean, if we do a dish where it makes sense to serve something that we have, then we can do that, but we really try to cater everything to their wants and needs. We do anywhere starting at 4 courses. We typically do around 7, but I mean, if someone wanted to come in here with 15 people and sit here for 7 or 8 hours and eat 20 courses worth of food, by all means, I would love to do that. You know,
Absolutely.
That would be nuts. I'd love it.
So it sounds like they can customize it.
Oh yeah,
Do whatever they want.
completely custom. We really try to work around what best suits their wants and needs.
Yeah.
So if you want to come in and do, you know, a chef's tasting where instead of getting individual small plates of food, you grab 15 family members that really never get to see each other and you want to come in for like a family meal,
Yeah.
I'll do that, you know. I'll make different beers available. You know, we'll do different cocktails for different pairings. We've literally done so many different things. And even if you wanted to do a chef's tasting where it was more of like you and your significant other wanted to come out and have your own little thing, you know, let us know. Come in on a Thursday where we're a little bit slower, and I can do like 5 courses for you and them, and I'll even give, you know, pairing suggestions for it. So it's a little more intimate, and the food is a little more creative, you know, dressed up a little bit to give that unique experience, you know.
That's awesome. I mean, I would love to do a chef tasting by you because I know you do great work. So let's talk about coming up is Valentine's Day, but you do something a little bit differently. You kind of go like the week before. So what's that all about?
So it was a decision that I was kind of struggling with, was deciding what to do for Valentine's Day. Like, do I do it the week of and run it like the 3 days after Valentine's Day? And I decided against that and am going to run a specific Valentine's Day menu. The whole entire week we're open prior to Valentine's Day, and then the Sunday before Valentine's Day we're going to do like a little, you know, cooler, more intimate, nicer style brunch that's more reminiscent of like what you would want to have for Valentine's Day, because we are unfortunately not open on Mondays.
Very cool.
It's the one day off.
But they can come up, you know, the week before and the whole weekend before, so that's awesome.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's
We
very unique.
started taking reservations already. We've got our menu posted online. Last night we made one revision to it. I believe I added another
Nice.
vegetarian option.
Awesome.
So
Well, that's very exciting. It's very exciting that that's coming up. But you know, now that everybody's kind of seen and heard your story, heard about you, heard about Brick and Barrel, we've talked about some of the food options. You know, for the customers and the people out there that want to come see you and support you, how can they find you? How can they come and, you know, support you?
we are on Instagram, so you can definitely give us a follow on there.
Awesome.
We make regular posts on Instagram, usually daily. You'll find a lot of our food pictures. We have our website, same thing. You know, we post a lot of our food in the gallery.
Yes. Facebook.
It's-
Right?
Yeah, Facebook, of course. We have a Facebook page. Go and follow us on there, and then just stop in and say hello. You know, we'd love to get to know you here, and you know, invite you in to be part of the Brick and Barrel family. You know, so.
Well, thank you, Devin. I really appreciate the time. As we just heard from Devin, Brick and Barrel is a unique restaurant where they'll tailor everything that you could possibly want just to your specifications. If you're looking for a wonderful dining experience, reach out, stop by, give a call to Brick and Barrel, and make sure you keep it local.